Hey everyone, Chris Stoltz coming at you today from Zolocon, being held at the Fuge, a giant old centrifuge, where they used to, train astronauts. Yep, that's this place. We're gonna go inside. They're having a giant retro toy show here today. So we're gonna go check this out and see what kind of Muppet stuff we can find. I forgot to mention, I'm of course here with Cinema Sickness himself.
What? Where?
The sickness is real, the sickness is here. Dave and I are gonna find the deals. And right off the bat, we're finding two Muppet items. We have Cookie Monster and of course, Roosevelt Franklin. Roosevelt Franklin, that's his name. Numbers and math is his game. Something like that is how the song goes. But wow, that is really cool. You don't see, Cookie Monster you see very, very often, but not Roosevelt Franklin so much. Oof, that is really tempting. Okay, so they gave me a deal, and I'm gonna get both of these because I just could not resist the Roosevelt Franklin. The Cookie Monster I didn't need as much, but because they gave me a deal, I'm gonna pick both of them up.
What do you mean you don't need me? You need me just like I need cookies! Cookies! Cookies!
Oh, look at this. A Fraggle Rock lunchbox. You don't see that very often. That is really cool. Thankfully, I just found one of those, so I don't need that. But I'm definitely tempted in this Gonzo. Yes, I do have him in my collection already, of course. But wow, look at it. Mint condition in the box. That is really, really cool. All right, down here we have a decapitated Miss Piggy head. No, of course not. It's the actual Fisher-Price Miss Piggy puppet. She's just kind of stuffed in there. That is wild to see.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Yes, they also have the Sesame Street Fisher-Price playset, complete with Snuffleupagus. Wow, that is wild. You don't see him all the time. He's kind of hard to find. And look, Roosevelt Franklin. It's a Roosevelt Franklin kind of day apparently here. And on the other side of this whole booth, on the other side, which caught my attention and got me over here in the first place, was of course these Fisher-Price Muppets. They have the animal puppet and Rolf. Again, two characters you don't see very often. It's very loud here, so I'm sorry if I have to yell, but wow, that is awesome. Weebling and wobbling over here at the same booth are these Sesame Street Weebles. Look at that. There's Ernie, Big Bird, Cookie Monster, and Bert. I'm pretty sure I have Big Bird and probably Ernie too, but do I have Cookie Monster and Bert? I don't know. I may have to check that out and double check to see if I actually have those or not, because those are really, really cool and really tempting. And Dave, what did you just find?
I found you some Sesame Street Weebles. Wait, they're
wobbling.
They're wobbling, but they're not falling down. So we're good. What's that? Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch. Pretty awesome.
Those two I definitely don't have. So I was debating these ones over here loose, but in the package.
I haven't told you yet though. I'm requiring finder's fees now.
Oh.
So if you want this, you got to pay the guy, but then you owe me $20. Just saying.
Well, all right. Well, we don't need that then. I am definitely going to grab these. Finder's fee or no finder's fee, these are coming home with me. So I don't often look at all the video games, but of course, when they have a Tiger Electronic handheld Muppet game, that definitely catches my attention. So, oof. If I didn't already have this in the box, I would definitely be picking that up. But of course, Dave's laughing, but it's true. I do have so much stuff that, it's crazy at this point. But yes.
If I had a nickel for every time you said, oh, I have that mint in box, I'd be a rich man right now.
Let's start giving Dave nickels. It's all good. So, yeah, the Tiger handheld Muppet game. You don't see this every day. It's such a cool thing to find.
You literally do see that every day.
That's true. That's true. I do see it every day. Holy mackerel. Look at that.
Is that Dave Grohl's drum set from the Muppets?
From the Muppets.
Is that what that is?
There's Dave Grohl right there even. Look, yes, it's a vintage Muppet Sound, Dr. Teeth, and the Electric Mayhem Trapped drum set. They're asking $400 on this. I found this at a toy show many years ago for, wait for it, $50.
Wait, 50 or 15?
50.
Okay.
$50. Mint in the box. So I have mine mint in the box.
Good deal.
But now they're going, $400 is actually not a bad deal for this now. I've seen it for a little less, but I'm just so happy I have mine mint in the box.
Mint in box. Mint in box.
Mint?
Mint in box.
The word of the day, kids, is mint in box.
Did you say mint in box? Ah!
And the Muppet Sixth Sense it's tingling. It's tingling. What do we have here? Yes, it's Beaker. Look at that cool Beaker plush. This is from Sababa. Yep, Sababa toys from the early mid 2000s. I do have him already, but man, that's cool. You don't see a whole lot of those Sababa plush. All right, so at this booth here, they have a bunch of board games and like sticker sets, and we find Andrew, and Andrew finds Andrew has a Jim Henson shirt on and everything. All right, Andrew, what did you just discover over here?
Miss Piggy and Kermit and Kermit the Frog. Dream Date.
The Color Forms Deluxe Dream Date playset, and is it open? Is that?
Yeah, it's loose.
So it's loose. Is it? Oh, that is very minty. That is really nice. Oof. You don't see that minty very often. And mine, I believe mine is still sealed, so I don't even know if I've even seen it. Oh,
You're killing me, Chris.
There's my favorite. Wait, mitten box. Ah! But there's my favorite, Dr. Teeth. That is really cool. Over here, we have a whole bunch of Funko Pops, including the Sesame Street Oscar the Grouch, Cookie Monster, and the Flocked Funko exclusive Animal. This is really cool. This is actually really hard to find these days. So glad I already have one in the collection, but man, if I didn't, I'd be definitely tempted to pick this up. Of course, they also have these Fraggle Rock Pops as well. Here we have Moki and a Doozer, and Wimbley and Cotterpin. That's really neat. Of course, old school original Moki, not Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock Moki. I'm still not 100% on board with new Moki. Gotta keep it classic. Over here we have some vintage Viewmaster reels. Oh man, Roger Rabbit. I think I may have this for my Roger Rabbit collection already. Oh, if not, I may have to pick that up. But this is kind of interesting back here. There's a Sesame Street Elmo Wants to Play. We got Big Bird Elmo and Prairie Dawn. I believe, I don't know if I have this one, but very tempting. What's also very tempting is these bags of Muppet Babies Happy Meal toys. These are from the later release in the 90s. I think I may have a bag of these as well already, but you don't see these. These are not the standard early 80s Muppet Babies. This is like the 90s release. Here we have some Sesame Street plush. Of course, we have the Count, I guess it's kind of a mini plush. It's like I guess medium to mini plush. I'm not quite sure what you call that. And a larger Ernie. When you put them together, it looks like the Count has put a spell on Ernie. It's like massive Ernie compared to the Count, but that's neat. I do have a larger version of this already in my collection, so I don't think I need any of those, but always need to see some Sesame plush. Over here we have the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Pops. Here we have the Chamberlain, Brienne, Hup, and Deep with the Baby Nurlock. Always great to see Dark Crystal represented. Well, Dave's looking through bins and bins and bins of movies. I just happened to look over, and in this whole table of wrestling figures, there's this one Jim Henson's Make a Monster from, I think this was a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. You had different pieces that you could create a different whatnot monster. That is really wild. All right, we're gonna put him right back, but that is really cool to see. You don't see a whole lot of Muppet Whatnot Workshop stuff. So you're done rooting for all that stuff, but you did find some stuff for me. Is that what happened here?
That's how it always works.
You found stuff for me. You found Sesame Street, I'm Glad I'm Me, and Bedtime Stories and Songs on VHS. They actually don't include their activity book anymore, but that's okay. I think I already have these in my collection, so I'm gonna pass, but very cool to see. Wasn't I just saying you don't see these very often? And of course, one booth over, basically, is another one of these Jim Henson's Whatnot monsters. That is neat. That's why he's a little special hat. He's got a beak.
Everything in that box is $2. I've got more stuff down here.
$2.
$2.
Not a bad deal. And over here in the pops, we have Toka, of course, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Of course, the creatures of that were made by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Everyone knows that. So
They're made by Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. He's Ice baby. Too cool.
Yo, it's the Green Machine gonna rock the town without being seen. Have you ever seen a turtle get down? It's slamming and jamming to the new Ice sound. I forget.
Tokenos. I believe I picked one of these up from this vendor last year. They still have some Lost in Space Wop. Of course, another Jim Henson Creature Shop creation. He's interesting, to say the least.
Whoop!
Of course, once you're on the hunt for something and you finally find it, you find it everywhere, right? So I was looking up for this Kermit Applause biker. This is from the Muppet High series. Looking for him for a very long time. And of course, he was super expensive on eBay for a long time as well. I finally found one at a decent price, and now they're freaking everywhere. I find them all the time for not that much money. So here we have the Kermit High biker figure. Super, super cool. If I didn't already have it, I'd definitely be picking this up. If I didn't already have it, I'd definitely be picking this up. We also ran into fellow Collector's Call guest Dan Roebuck, who you may recognize from Matlock fame, who also recently just starred in Rob Zombie's Monsters movie. Over here at the Big Kid Store booth, they have the Muppet Show 25th Anniversary re-release Corgi Miss Piggy figure and one of the Muppet Show lunch boxes. Look at this. This is in gorgeous condition. Wow, look at this. This is the Fozzie Bear one, just like the one I had as a kid, in minty condition. Thank goodness I already have one of these, so I will not be picking this up, but wow, that is awesome. Whoa, check this out. It's a TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze Cowabunga. It's the new Turtle Figures giant box set of all the figures released by, this is a NECA exclusive here, and these are all the figures that the Henson Company, of course, did for the second live-action Turtles movie. Man, they look amazing. That is, wow, this box, as you can see, is massive. It's designed just like the VHS, but just in giant size. Cowabunga for sure. And look who we ran into. It's Krazy Joe. Where? Oh, there. Oh, there.
You said it wrong. It's Krazy Joe.
Krazy Joe. There. Is that better?
That's better.
Better.
I decided I don't want to be known as Krazy Joe anymore.
What's your new moniker then?
Crazy Jim.
Krazy Jim.
Insane Tom.
Okay. Well, Sane Tom, what are you looking at over here? What do we got? Oh, there's some Palisades Muppet figures down here. If I can get them off the rack. Oh, we got Vacation Pepe. And what's this other one? Coosbane and Kermit. Oh, that was a Target exclusive. You see that right there? Ooh, that's cool. Greetings from Coosbane. Do you have these, Joe?
I don't have these. Now look, they can call this Coosbanian Kermit, and technically that is what it is. But let's be honest, when we look at this, who amongst us thinks Coosbanian Kermit? We're thinking Sesame Street News Kermit. That's what we think.
If the Coosbanians were not there and all you saw was just this, then you are correct. And it's like obviously for reporter Kermit from Sesame Street, but you add Coosbanians, it's Coosbanian Kermit.
Can you do the Galileo Hoop Hoop for us?
Galileo! Hoo, hoo.
That wasn't loud enough.
Galileo!
Do you want the traditional response?
Sure, of course. Are you in? And then they bang and they come out with this little one and he goes, once again, folks, love comes to Coosbane. But we also got Merlin drops from the Tom DeLuise episode in there too. Yes, Dave.
I need new friends.
Oh boy. And look who we run into. Not just Joe, Krazy Joe is here. Not just Dave from Cinnamon Stickers, but Virgil from the Mahoning Drive-In is here. Now,
what's up, fam?
So we were just talking. You run this whole thing. We're having this Muppet event that you've asked me to be at, which is I'm honored to be at.
Muppets are taking Mahoning. It's coming. May 20th, one night only, and we have not only the Henson Company involved, but it is a slew of really cool, once-in-a-lifetime Muppet happenings on the 20th.
And I'm going to be there. I'm going to display some vintage merch. I'm going to be selling some merch.
So excited.
Gene Beretta is going to be doing a live podcast.
The Beretta brothers will be doing a live show, intros from Muppet-centric folks. It's going to be stacked.
That is really cool. Yeah, so yeah. The actual Muppet performers are sending in videos welcoming anyone that shows up to it to the event.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. So
Our
I
hope
can't
is that
wait.
it'll be truly the greatest Muppet event in America. And hopefully we can do it on a regular basis, if not every year, every other year.
The Muppets Take Mahoning, May 20th.
Be there.
Joe's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Virgil's going to be there. You better be there. Dave's going to be there too.
That's right.
Come on out.
We'll see you guys there.
Here we have some dinosaurs mint in package. Mint in package dinosaurs figures. Here's Earl Sinclair and Charlene. Very cool. Of course, I actually already have these in the museum. But they had them here. So looking for any dinosaurs figures, vintage dinosaur figures, Zolocon. They get everything, man. So we're just about to leave, and my buddy Scott got back to me, and he actually wants the Electric Mayhem Muppet Show drum set. So he talked to the vendor, and yep, he is picking this baby up. So that is on its way to Scott's collection. That is awesome. That's a good purchase. That's a good purchase. You don't see these in person like ever. It's probably the second one I've ever seen in person in my life, including the one I have.
You see it every day, mint in box.
Ah! True story. As I mentioned, Zolocon takes place in a giant centrifuge. So here you can see all the booths and the layout physically in the giant centrifuge itself. As well as the pod the astronaut would sit in. They still have all the original computers and control panels throughout the building as well. Okay, so now Dave and I have finished the day, and Scott is here to pick up his drum set. Look at that. He's gonna have to find a whole new place in his house for this. He's gonna have to buy a whole new house.
Just remember, do not stop, please.
Do not stomp. Don't.
It kind of works.
No
I didn't
stomping.
Stop it. I gently touched it. It works.
He stomped it. Anyway, not only does Scott get the Electric Mayhem Muppet drum set, it came with a bonus animal, if you'll remember. So he's reunited and it feels so good. So Scott gets both of those amazing things.
Thank you.
Another happy Muppet collector. That's what we do here. We connect Muppet collectors with other things for their collection. That's what we do here. Now, obviously, I am back in the Muppet Stuff Museum, so let me show you what I picked up. First up is the first things I spotted as I entered the convention. It's the Cookie Monster and Roosevelt Franklin puppets by Child Guidance. I believe these are the second iteration of these puppets, but if they're not, please leave a comment down below and let me know. But I believe these are the second iterations from the mid-70s. So here we have Cookie Monster. Unfortunately, his eyes are dinged up on the back, but still pretty good condition other than that. And you can see why, because as soon as you put them down, the eyes are the first thing that hit any kind of surface. So of course they're going to crack because they're just plastic. While literally on the other hand, we have Roosevelt Franklin that's made out of this hard plastic, and his mouth moves, and his arms aren't really arms. They're just fabric that made to simulate his arms with his hands at the end, so he can kind of wave and do things like that. He's got real fabric hair at the top. Decent condition. He wasn't perfect condition, but decent enough condition that for the deal they gave me, I had to pick him up, because this is the first time ever I ever got one of these Roosevelt Franklin puppets in my collection, and they are extremely hard to find. So when I saw them, I said, Roosevelt Franklin, come with me.
My name is Roosevelt Franklin. Yeah.
See, he gets it. Next, we have the Sesame Street Weebles. Yes, Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. You may have heard that in the past and thought maybe people were making it up or it was some kind of like known thing. It is a known thing because it's literally right on the package. These were put out by Hasbro in 1982. And of course, this package is brand new in fairly mint condition and features Oscar the Grouch and Cookie Monster. While the back shows the rest of the line that consisted of Bert, Ernie, Big Bird, and Grover, as well as a helicopter, a plane, a car, and a boat for the Weebles to wobble in. I gotta admit, I'm a sucker for this late 70s, early 80s packaging with this neat little rainbow down the side. They always have great graphics on the front too. Here we have Big Bird kind of like holding the container where the Weebles are placed on the card. You really don't see any kind of graphics anymore for Sesame Street products. It's usually just the name of the item and the window box of the item. Sadly, you really don't get any kind of cool illustrations like this anymore. And while those are the only things I picked up from the show itself, we ran into so many of our friends and surprise guests at Zolocon, there was one person that did not make the video, and that is our friend Dirk, who recently returned from his home country of Belgium with some Belgian and UK exclusive items. First up is the Muppet Show Photograph op Bez Oweek. I don't know how to say that, but it's the Dutch version of the comic Muppet book put out in 1979, which was a whole comic book about the Muppets getting ready to put on the Muppet Show. And it features a wide variety of characters like Annie Sue Pig, Scooter's uncle, J.P. Gross, Timmy, Dogline, Sweetums, and Thog, one of the members of the Jubilee Jug Band, and Gladys the Lunch Lady, who was only featured during the show's 3rd season. The comic was illustrated by Graham Thompson and features some really interesting panels, like this one of Animal, Robin, Sweetums, and the Swedish Chef chasing after some sentient cabbage. Or this extreme image of Kermit high above the stage while Sam climbs the ladder to confront him. And of course it all ends with the whole group taking a photo right before they start the show, which doesn't go so well. And speaking of the Muppets, Dirk also picked me up this unopened box of Panini Los Telenicos. I'm probably saying that wrong too. Los Telenoco? Anyway, it's the Dutch version of the Muppets. And this is a brand new and unopened box of these stickers, which were made in Italy and released in 1995, which I believe is a reprint of the original Panini stickers, which were released in the late 70s. The characters included on the box are really interesting, because of course you have Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Gonzo, Scooter, Animal, and Floyd, a Muppaphone, as well as a Snurf from the Little Spanish Town Act, where they all kind of like disappear and like reappear. Doodle 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 boop boop. Doodle 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 doo boop 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 boop. Doodle 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 doo boop boop. Yes, that's me doing the music, so I don't get a copyright strike, but you get the drift. He also picked me up some Dutch Fraggle Rock stuff. So here we have De Fraggles, which of course is the Fraggles in Dutch. It's Jet N de Pompoenen, I think, which roughly translates to Red and the Pumpkins. Again, this is the Dutch version and was originally released in 1985. I could read you the synopsis, but I wouldn't understand it, and neither would you. Well, let me try. Het Dagest de Vodesto van de Fraggles bestaat uit radishes maar die groeien in de tuin van de gressels. All right, that's enough of that. I give up. Anyway, it's always cool to find Muppet stuff that you have no idea what it says. These next Fraggle items, while not a Danish or UK exclusive, are still pretty rare and hard to find because they are these Fraggle Rock figural stamps. They made 4 stamps in this series, and here we have Gobo, Red, and a Doozer. The only one I am now missing from this set is Sprocket. These were put out in 1985 as part of a larger line of Fraggle Rock stamps by Stampos. They, of course, were released just like this with the figural stamps, and also in a larger pack that included the figural stamps along with smaller non-figural stamps as well. The illustrations on the back give you a sense of what the character pose is supposed to be, and it's also an image of the stamp itself, with varying results. Gobo was supposed to be kind of like leaning against his guitar, just like kind of chilling like, oh, hey, what's up? But on the figure itself, it seems like he's almost leaning on it and bowing. It's like coming at you like, thank you for the gratitude you're bestowing on me after this performance, which is not the same thing as just chilling next to your guitar. And the way his hands are clasping, like he's got this evil look to it, I don't know. Definitely not the pose you see on the back. Red is in mid-run, which somewhat translates to the figure. And then we have the Doozer, who's just standing there with his hands behind his back, and we all know Doozers are supposed to be always working. So, Doozer, what are you doing with your hands behind your back? I mean, obviously that's the pose they chose, and it translates well to the figure, but come on, Doozer, get to working. And last, but certainly not least, is one of my grails. Yes, it's extremely hard to find, and it is the Uncle Traveling Matt PVC figure put out by Schleck. The rest of the line included Gobo, Moki, Wimbley, Boober, and Red, Junior, Pa, and Ma Gorg, Sprocket, and 3 Doozers. For some reason, Sprocket and Uncle Traveling Matt are the 2 hardest to find in this set, so I'm happy to finally add Uncle Traveling Matt to my collection. Strangely enough, as rare as Uncle Traveling Matt is, this does not complete my set, because I am still missing the Doozer with the walkie-talkie. I'm sure he's calling in and saying, hey, why am I not in the Muppet Stuff collection? What is going on here? Yes, that is the only Doozer I'm missing. So, hey, comment down below if you have a lead on the Doozer with the walkie-talkie. Call it in and let me know where I can find one. But getting back to Uncle Traveling Matt, he is in pretty much mint condition. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was in this good condition. I was freaking out. And you can see why. He is just incredibly minty. And I love his pose. He's just looking off into the distance at his next great adventure and just saying, hey, Nephew Gobo, follow me into my next great adventure. Yeah, that's what I just said. And hey, you never know. Maybe his adventures will lead him to my missing doozer. As you can see, it was another successful Zolocon. I will put their information down below so you can follow them and find out when their next convention will be. And while Zolocon was great, that's not the only place Dave and I went that day. So be sure to stay tuned for part 2 as Dave and I go to Joys and Toys in Hatboro, and one of Dave's favorite places, Goodwill. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite item from this video was. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media channels, and I'll see you next time from the Muppet Stuff Museum.
Did you say mint and box? Ah!